Welcome to the JCPod. I'm your host, Jaden Chandler Parnell, and hey, we got football action today, baby. We actually got a game today. AFC East breakdown, that's what I'm going to bring to you. I mean, it's about to be a beautiful, beautiful day. If you can't tell by me being distracted right now, I am stooping to a low level and placing a bet on the Hall of Fame game. Yes, I am that desperate for NFL football that I am placing a bet on the Hall of Fame game. Am I proud of it? Nope. Am I going to do it anyway? Pretty much. We're pretty much there. I'm going to ride the Jets minus 1.5. That's what we are liking, especially after hearing that Kellen Mond's going to start. And then their backups are not very good. But yeah, like I said, just bet on the Hall of Fame game. Not very proud of it. But, that being said, the fact that there is a Hall of Fame game, football's right there, man. Hard Knocks, I think, is out. I don't want to lie to y'all. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I believe that it should be out. If not, it's gonna be out soon. Okay, so it's coming soon. So Hard Knocks will be. I don't know if they've announced when it comes out yet. I'm assuming that. I thought it came out this week, but maybe I misheard and the filming starts this week. So that could be what we're doing. But like I said, a little overplayed to start the intro. How's everyone doing today? Betting on the Hall of Fame game just threw me off my whole groove a little bit, but it's convenient enough for talking about a team that. Hey, how convenient. We're bringing down the AFC East and we get a football game with the team in the AFC East. But no, yeah, truly for the Hall of Fame game tonight, it sounds like Kellen Mond's going to get the start for the Browns. Then it's going to be Zach Wilson, followed by, I want to say that boy, it might be Streffler. I think that's going to be the, I think that's going to just replace him. I'm not very sure. When it comes to the Browns, it's going to be Kellen Mond and Dorian Thompson-Robinson. It's going to be those two for sure. And then when it comes to the Browns, when it comes to the Jets, I know it's Zach Wilson, and I think it's Chris Streffler. I believe that's who they're going to play, but I'm not. I mean, it made it sound like it's Trace There's somebody else, but I don't know. Like I said, that's not why we're here today, though. Why we're here today, AFC East breakdown. We're going to start with, I was going to start with the Jets, honestly, but we're going to start with the Pats because for whatever reason, FanDuel just does not have their season specials up. Usually for most of the show, I like going through the season specials just to give out some long shots and stuff that I find that I'm like, oh, hey, that's actually pretty cool. When it comes to the Patriots, they got nothing. Like, nothing at all. The only thing I did not have, I need to pull up real quick, is their win total. We'll see if they actually do have that. So they do have the New England Patriots win total over under at 7.5. Let's read out their schedule to see if that's even a thing. I'll read their roster in a minute, but we're gonna figure out this over/under real quick first. So when it comes to their schedule, they start at week 1 against the Eagles. That's a very rough start. Then they play the Dolphins, Jets, Cowboys, Saints, Raiders, Bills, Dolphins, Commanders, Colts, Giants, Chargers, Steelers, Chiefs. They play the Chiefs. The Chiefs. Broncos, Bills, Jets. I won't lie. I tend to want to lean the under a little bit just because it's a really hard schedule, but the under is at minus 142, so if I lean it, I'm not betting it. Their over is plus 116, so if you think they can get 8 wins this year, which with Bill Belichick, I mean, that should be doable. I would not mind that at all, but I'm going to tend to lean the under. I think they're going to get probably about 7 wins. I hate to say it, but I've noticed this is one of those years where they got really good lines for football. Like last year, if I remember correctly, there was a few of those lines where you can for the win total where it's like, oh, that's easy, give me that. So far this year, I'll admit there's a little bit of struggle. There's a lot of lines where it's like right there at the border where it's like I would take it, but I don't think I can, man. I don't think I can. But yeah, like I said, you heard the schedule. Teams that I think they could potentially beat the schedule. Obviously, they could beat the Broncos with maybe. But I'm assuming they split every game in their division. I'm going to automatically do that with win totals just because it's really hard to sweep your division. But you do that, they may even get a game against the Steelers, probably get a game against the Raiders, probably could get a game against the Saints. So there's around 6 wins right there. So, I mean, if you look at their schedule, they definitely up. I definitely think 8 wins is doable. We'll just go through. We'll say they beat the Dolphins week 1, beat the Jets week 2, beat the Saints week whatever. And then beat the Raiders. So there's 4 wins. They beat the Colts, there's 5. They beat the Commanders, there's 6. And assuming they split with We didn't say they split with the Bills. So they split with the Bills. There's 7. So I mean, if you think they can split their division, they can easily get 4 wins outside the division. It's just going to really it's truly going to come down if they can split the division, I think, when it comes to that win total. So I think I'm going to probably end up staying away because that scares me a little bit. But now we're going to go over their 2 deep really quick. So basically that's the Bills. Excuse me, we're not talking about the Bills. Patriots, they got Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi as the 1-2 punch. Ramondre Stevenson is going to be the starting running back. Ty Montgomery was backing him up, but he's hurt. And then they got Pierre Strong Jr. as the 3rd string. So this is going to be a team where they've been out in the market for Zeke. They've been out there for Dalvin Cook. This is going to be a team that's probably going to end up with another running back with Ramondre Stevenson, which for the fantasy owners out there, kind of stinks. He's going to have a huge year being the only back. Wide receiver-wise, they got Juju Smith-Schuster, Devontae Parker, who they signed, Kendrick Bourne, Tyquan Thornton. And in the draft, they got Kayshon Boutte from LSU, who honestly was a really good receiver for about a year and a half. And then, for whatever reason, the last year and a half of his college tenure just was weird. I'm not going to get into it too much, but basically, he had some stuff going on at LSU. It made it seem like he had to leave early, so that's why he was drafted so late. Just a lot of weird stuff going around. So he might be a really good. This might be a really good situation for him. Tight end wise, they end up getting Mike Gesicki. They have Hunter Henry. Pretty good. I mean, not a terrible receiving core for what the Bill. I mean, compared to what the Bills had last year, it's not. Or not the Bills. Excuse me, the Patriots. It's not terrible, but I don't know. For the defensive wise, they got Lawrence Guy Sr. D-line wise, Dietrich Wise. And then you go their linebackers, Matthew Judon. Safeties, Kyle Duggar, Jabril Peppers came over. So this is a Patriots team that, while many think, I think it's going to be a little bit of a down year for them. If you go over some stuff I've written down, like I said, they had no season specials. I'm not taking any of these. I repeat, I am not taking any of these. I just want to give out, just so you get an idea, they're plus 800 to win the division. Absolutely bottom. 3rd place is Dolphins at plus 290. So, sportsbooks don't think the Patriots are winning the division at all. To win the Super Bowl, they're plus 5,500. For those of you who... Colts are were plus 20,000 when I took it, so... Patriots are about down there with them. I think they're 6th or 7th lowest odds, and then to win the conference, they're plus 3,000. So, this is a team that... Yeah, they're probably... I hate to say they're going to be along for a long season, but... Man, after last year, they were disastrous last year. They had Matt Patricia calling offensive plays as a defensive coordinator. Terrible. I mean, there's no way to explain it. It's very terrible because usually in year 2 is when the quarterbacks have the best development, so they're missing a huge development year for Mac Jones. But Bill O'Brien's coming back to coach, so hopefully that means something for them. We'll have to see, though. I mean, they got a semi-tough schedule. It's not the toughest schedule in the world, but I mean, compared to who they got versus what other teams have, it's kind of scary for them. But like I said, they could definitely win 8 games. It's definitely doable. It's just going to be, can the offense take any steps forward from the garbage can trash booty juice that it was last year? Because last year was abysmal and terrible. Next we'll take it in, I guess. I'll go to the Bills. Man. I don't know if I'm going to bet a lot on the Bills this year. I won't lie. I've come out and said multiple times that I don't think they're going to go to the Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to do all that. However, I do got to respect them to win a division. I don't know for sure. But so the New England Patriots won their division from 2009 to 2019. After winning it from 2004 to 2007, Dolphins won in 2008. Then it was all New England Patriots. And since 2020, it's been Buffalo Bills. So it's been Buffalo Bills 3 years running. It's their division to lose. They're plus 120 to win the division. Plus 250 to make it to the AFC title game. I mean, this is a team that... This is a Buffalo Bills team that's been hitting their head against the wall for a few years now. They just can't seem to get over the hump. They're right there. Just can't keep getting over the hump. Last year, we all know what happened with them. Damar Hamlin situation. There's so much happening. They had the mall or grocery store shooting at the beginning of the season. Like I said, they dealt with the whole Damar Hamlin situation. They dealt with, what's his name? Dawson Knox, his brother died. He was, I believe, suicide even. So it was like, there's even something else they deal with. This team just dealt with drama after drama after drama after incident after incident after incident after thing after thing after thing. And now this year they're starting out Naeem Hines tearing his ACL. He's out for the year. But on some good news, DeMar Hamlin's back in practicing. So, I mean, this is a team that just has been through the ringer when it comes to it mentally. So, this is going to be a very interesting season for them. You go over there too deep. They got Josh Allen, obviously that dude who's going to start him. But they got rid of Devin Singletary. Got rid of, what's his name? I can't think of the other running back they had for forever. But now it's going to be James Cook, Damian Harris, and Latavius Murray's basically the three-headed monster. There are rumors they might get somebody else, but we'll see. I don't know. Then receiver-wise, they got Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Khalil Shakir, then Trent Sherfield, Andy Isabella, a bunch of small-name guys. So they definitely get thin pretty quick at receiver, but I mean, they still got some pretty decent names right there. Tight end Dawson Knox. They drafted Dalton Kincaid, who will probably go in, basically be a receiver. That's what it sounds like from the offseason, which makes a lot of sense because outside Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis, you got a bunch of speedsters and smaller. There's not a lot of I don't want to say not a lot of depth because there's a lot of names there. And they're like Desmond Patman. He's decent, but I mean, they got a bunch of. They basically got Diggs, Gabe Davis, and a bunch of all right dudes. So getting Dalton Kincaid and most likely getting him in some good receiving situations is probably gonna be awesome for them. This is one of the few teams with a fullback as well. I think the last team I read that had a fullback was the Raiders. They got Reggie Gilliam, and then defensive wise, Greg Rosu, Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, Von Miller, Shaq Lawson. This team got a lot of Boogie Basham. They got a lot of pass rushers this year, and it was kind of like a thing that Leonard Floyd they even got, and they kind of were like, yeah, we need to get more pass rushers, get more, because the deeper you go, the better the quarterback is, you got to get to him. That's what their owner came out and said on a podcast, I think just even yesterday. Linebacker-wise, I got Matt Milano, Tyrell Dotson. Cornerback-wise, Tre'Davious White, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde. I mean, this is a really, really good football team. There's a reason they've been winning the division the last 3 years. There's a reason that they've been that close to basically just getting over the hump just for whatever reason. They just can't do it. It's just last year they lose to the Bengals in heartbreaking fashion in the playoffs. The year before, losing 13 seconds to Mahomes. I believe that was the year before. Could be wrong. Could be a year in between. But regardless, man, they've been really, really close. Hopefully this is the year they get over the hump for Bills fans because, man, have they just been so close, man. They just can't seem to get over it. When it comes to their schedule, they start off the year Monday Night Football against the Jets on ESPN. That's going to be a banger of a game. Then they got Raiders, Commanders, Dolphins, Jaguars, Giants, Patriots, Bucks, Bengals, Broncos, Jets, Philadelphia. They get a bye week, week 13. Clutch bye week for them. Bye week for the Patriots is week 12, I believe. So 2 very late bye weeks for both these teams. Then they play the Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers, Patriots, Dolphins. I won't lie, the schedule's kind of soft. Especially if you think about like the Raiders, probably not going to be good. Commanders going to take a year to get everything settled. They should split at least with the Dolphins. Jaguars are going to be probably a little less than they were last year. And I believe that game, there's an asterisk by this game. So, and it's a neutral site, so I'm assuming this is one of the London or Germany games. So your Buffalo Bills will be traveling to Germany or London to play the Jaguars. I don't know which one it is. But yeah, like the Bucks, the Jets. I guess not the Jets anymore. Excuse me. The Bucks, the Broncos, the Giants. I mean, they got some teams where if they play them, they are big butt booty trash. And they definitely have a chance. We'll see what the win total is. Like I said, one thing I forgot to do. The win total is over under 10.5. Ooh, I tend to lean under, man. Under at 10.5 is plus 110. The over is minus 134. I think 10 is about where they. Under 10 is, like I said, plus 110. I just tend to lean it. Going through their schedule, we'll see. So that we'll split. Today they split their division like we always do. There's 3. Probably should beat the Commanders. There's 4. Should beat the Raiders. There's 5. Should beat the Jags. There's 6. Could beat the Giants. There's 7. Could beat New England. Oh, we already said they split New England. We don't have to worry about that. Should beat the Bucks. There's 8. And yeah, that basically like by that point in their schedule, that's about week 8. So they could end up being like 5-2, 6-2 by week 8. And then you could just see them like slowly not do as well. Like they could lose to the Bengals. They could have issues against the Broncos. Yeah, I'm going to tend to lean under here. I'm not going to lie. I think the Bills will have a good season. I'm not going to say they're going to tank, but man, I won't lie. For those odds, 10 is very, very tempting. Like I said, they just have a little bit of a tougher schedule. And, I mean, this is a team that's been winning 11 or 12 games, though. And I just think the division's gotten better. I think this is one of those divisions that can eat itself alive, where we can literally see basically everybody's... we can basically see where everybody splits with everybody in that division. It comes down to tiebreakers, or it comes down to, like, the Bills sweep the Jets, or the Jets sweep the Patriots, or the Patriots sweep... It could literally come down to something like that, where, like, the Dolphins sweep the Bills, and because they swept the Bills, they get the division title just because of that. This is going to be a really close division. It's going to be really tough. So, like I said, I generally tend to lean to plus 110 for under 10 wins, but I'm not the most confident in it. We'll have to come back and see in a few weeks if I still like it. 40-plus passing touchdowns for Josh Allen is plus 470. If they do have a good year and they're capable of doing that, I think it is. I think that's definitely doable. I don't... The odds are kind of big, and I kind of get why, because the last 3 years, 37, 36, 35, they've gone down by one each year. So I mean, it's, like I said, for plus 470, that's not bad at all. But the one I'm interested in, there's another one I'm interested in, is Stephon Diggs. If you go based on him score plus 13, to have 13 touchdowns is plus 500. I'm probably going to end up staying away from it because the closest he's gotten 11 and 10 the last 2 years. But if you think you can get 13, that's plus 500. It's not a terrible play, but like I said, I'm probably going to tend to lean away just because you get a lot of I won't lie to you, there's a lot of these season specials where they're basically just trying to take your money. There's massive odds. There's really good odds. And it's for stats like, for example, the Eckler one I gave out. I still like that one, but he scored like 12, 13. Like, they're giving you basically like 2 or 3 extra of where they've been at consistently, and it's just like, it feels like a little game they're trying to play. But like I said, for his specifically Diggs, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but to get only 2 extra touchdowns, I mean, with the receiving core they have, it's definitely doable. If Josh Allen throws an extra 2 or 3 touchdowns to get to 40, I mean, you can see the correlation. But yeah, that's basically where I'll end it for them. Next, we'll go to the Miami Dolphins, who are plus 290 to win the division. We'll go over there 2 deep first. Tua Tagovailoa is their starting quarterback, and then they got Mike White as probably the backup. Skylar Thompson, 3rd string. Big pickup in Mike White because he can definitely play some games if Tua ends up getting hurt, which I'm assuming they're planning for, even though they don't want it, because after last year, you got to plan for it, even if it doesn't happen, just to be safe. Running back wise, Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson. Rumors are there in for Dalvin Cook as well, so we can see him out of that backfield. We'll just have to see him. I'm not 100% sure. Wide receiver wise, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson, Braxton Berrios. They got a lot of speedsters. Tight end wise, Durham Smythe, Tyler Kroft. Like I said, a lot of speeders at receiver. They could be like DeAndre Hopkins. Imagine DeAndre Hopkins on this team. But they're definitely a track. This is a track team though, so sorry Hopkins, just a little too slow for this track team. Defensive wise, Christian Wilkes, Emmanuel Ogbah, Raekwon Davis, Jalen Phillips, Jerome Baker, Bradley Chubb, Xavier Howard, Javon Holland, Eli Apple. This is a really, really good team. The story of this team last year was Tua staying healthy. They just couldn't keep Tua healthy for whatever reason. And by them, I mean just himself almost. He was just getting hit weird. And then he get concussed. I mean, it was a scary sight last year for him. If it wasn't for DeMar Hamlin situation, honestly, I think Tua probably would have had the scariest season last year just due to his injuries and everything, because he just had a wild, wild season. So when it comes to regular season win totals, there's over-unders at 9.5, which we'll read through the schedule. It's literally minus 110 either way for over-under 9.5. I think last year was about 8, so they moved up 1. So they played the Chargers, New England, Denver, Buffalo, the Giants, Carolina Panthers, Philly Eagles, New England Patriots, Kansas City Chiefs. Then they get a bye week 10. So they have the earliest bye week of this division so far. We'll see when the Jets is. And that's because they play the neutral site game against Kansas City. I believe that's the Germany game. So I think we're going to get Kansas City, Miami, and Germany. Woo! Like I said, after the bye week, they play Raiders, Jets, Commanders, Titans, Jets, Dallas, Baltimore, Buffalo. So going through, they split the division. There's 3 wins. We'll say they beat Denver 4. They beat the Giants 5. Beat Carolina 6. Beat the Commanders 7. If they happen to beat the Titans on Monday night, 8. Ooh, this is going to be one of those ones. 9.5, I think, is the perfect number. I'm going to tend to lean a soft under. But, I mean, this is going to be one of those things where I think, like, if they get under, they could win exactly 9 games, and you're going to be losing by a hook here. I could see them going over. I mean, it's literally going to depend on how Tua stays healthy. When Tua was healthy last year, they were really, really good, but I don't want to risk putting my money on a guy who hasn't shown that he can stay healthy a full season just yet. If he does it this season, then I don't have to worry about it. I know it's there, but he didn't do it last year. I mean, I'm very nervous for him. They got a new helmet and everything. I'm interested to see how it does for him better, see if it helps him better. But for the most part, I won't lie to you, I'm very nervous about the Dolphins. If you want them to win the AFC, they're plus 1,300, which is not bad at all. Like I said, if Tua's healthy, this is one of those teams that can definitely do some damage. To make the AFC title game is plus 550. That might be I think it's just to make the AFC title game plus 550. Not terrible at all, but these are I won't lie, there are 2 varied plays I am very, very interested in with this team, and it all relies on Tua staying healthy. Tua to throw 30-plus touchdowns is plus 170. If he stays healthy, that almost seems like it should be, I don't want to say automatic because there's no such thing as an automatic bet, but plus 170 for him to throw for 30 touchdowns, it feels like that's doable, man. 11, he had 25 last year. And think about all those games he missed with the concussions and everything. He's gone up each year, 11, 16 to 25. I think 30. If he stays healthy, 30 is definitely doable. So this is one of those things. I know I just said it, like putting my money on him to be healthy. But that's for a win total. Especially that makes me a little bit nervous. For him to throw 30 touchdowns at plus 170, that's something I genuinely think could happen. And honestly, if he throws for 30 touchdowns, the other thing I possibly could see happening is Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill to score 10-plus touchdown is plus 200. And I think I like that. Because, yeah, if you go through his career, man, touchdown-wise, 12, 8, 14, 7, 17 in the last 2 years, 9 and 9. So we had 9 last year. Like I said, Tua wasn't fully healthy all season. So these are 2 that, I won't lie to you, these are 2 that I'm probably, I don't want to say for sure going to take, but they're pretty, I think they're going to end up reaching there. Especially, I think Tua will have a little bit better of a season this year, but I'm just not confident in the win total, but he just needs to add 5 more touchdowns to his total, basically. And then Tyreek Hill, yeah, he had 9 total last year, 7 receiving, 1 return, and then 1 rushing. I think with the Dolphins offense, how explosive it can be, 10 should be doable. I really like the way 10s look, so that's something I'm definitely going to lean towards. So that leaves us with our final team, those New York Jets, those New York Jets, Jets. Everyone, this seems to be everyone's favorite team. Plus 250 win the division, plus 470 to make the title game, plus 1,000 to win it. There's even a special for the Jets to make the playoffs and not the Packers for plus 150. I will probably bring that back up when I get to the Packers here either next week or week after, whichever, because I don't know for sure what order I want to do it in just yet. But yeah, we'll go over this depth chart. This is the team that's playing tonight, by the way. This team that I bet on in the Hall of Fame game. Still not proud of it. Still going to do it. Another team with a fullback. We'll start with the fullback. Shout out Nick Badwin. That boy. No, but for real, Aaron Rodgers is a starter. Zach Wilson's a backup. Huge pickup in the offseason for them. This is a team that Dalvin Cook also is rumored to, so we'll see if they get him, because if not, Breece Hall, Michael Carter, Zonovan Knight, not a terrible backfield at all. Wide receiver-wise, Garrett Wilson, Allen Lazard, Corey Davis, Randall Cobb, Mecole Hardman. Tight end-wise, Tyler Conklin, CJ Uzomah. This is going to be a really good team. Their offensive line is going to need a little bit of help, a little bit of I don't know what to expect from it. It's definitely one of the weaker points of their team, but I think that it shouldn't be the worst. I think people are kind of going overboard with how bad it is. I know it's not the best, but defensive-wise, John Franklin Myers, Al Woods, Quentin Williams, who just got paid. Carl Lawson, C.J. Mosley, Sauce Gardner, Jordan Whitehead, Adrian Amos, DJ Reed. The Jets, baby. The Jets, baby. It's about the Jets, baby. Everyone's really all over the Jets. Everyone loves the Jets. Everyone's Jets this, Jets that. They're basically they are the Broncos of last year. I'm not going to say they're going to do exactly what the Broncos did from last year, but hype-wise, this is a team. This is literally basically where the Broncos were. Their over-under win total is 9.5. If it's Aaron Rodgers at the helm, I immediately want to go over, and that's minus 122. I think this is a 10-win team. I think it's basically going to be between them and the Buffalo Bills to win the division. But their over is, like I said, minus 122. The only thing that scares me is all this hype. They got a lot of hype behind them, and they're still, at the end of the day, they're still the Jets, man. So Monday night, they play against the Bills, week 1. And then it's Dallas, New England, Kansas City, Denver, Philadelphia, Giants, Chargers, Raiders, Buffalo, Miami, Atlanta, Houston, Miami, Washington, Cleveland, New England. So you know how we do it, baby. Split the divisions. They already got 3 wins. I could see them beating Dallas. We'll say they can beat Dallas. There's 4. They could beat New England. They're 5. We'll say they lose to. Revenge game against the Broncos week 5 is going to be very interesting. I'm just going to say they lose that just for the argument of this thing. They got a week 7 bye. They have the earliest bye of the season, which really sucks, honestly, compared to how the rest of their team literally has to wait a month. Or sorry, not the rest of the team. The rest of the division minimum has to wait a month till their bye. So there's a disadvantage there, but could beat the Giants. There's 6, I believe. Yep. There's 6. They could possibly beat the Chargers, but I won't put it there. Could beat the Raiders. There's 7. Beat the Hawks. There's 8. Beat the Texans. There's 9. Beat the Commanders. There's 10. Beat the Browns. There's 11 potentially. So yeah, as long as they can split the division, they could easily get to it. This could be an 11-win team with how good Rodgers can play. The question just is, at the end of the day, is Rodgers going to be able to do it? I don't know. I truly don't know. I'm very excited to see. I think that this team has a lot of potential, but like I said, at the end of the day, they are the Jets, so it does scare me to just even bet on them or even think about it. But yeah, so like I said, something to like Wilson have over 10 touchdowns plus 125. I just like it for the fact that Aaron Rodgers is there, and I think that Garrett Wilson is going to get a lot of good looks, a lot of good balls compared to last year, where that boy Zach Wilson struggled. I won't lie. He just struggled last year. The Jets were abysmal offensively, so Aaron Rodgers should hopefully be an upgrade for them on the offense. I'm very excited to watch that part of it for him. And yeah, like one more, I like Rodgers to have 5+ rushing touchdowns at plus 1,500. I kind of hate it. I won't lie to you, but for plus 1,500, he had 3, 3, and 1 the last 3 years, and I know he's getting older, so probably not going to hit. He's never gotten 5 over his career, but that's just something I'm going to keep an eye on, and maybe basically it's one of those things, like if I have a little bit of extra, if I have an extra 5, extra 10, extra 15 to play with when it comes, it's like, you know what, why not Aaron Rodgers get 15? Or get 5 rushing touchdowns. But like I said, there's reasons plus 1,500. He's only gotten 3 2 years ago, and then a year before that, and then last year he only got 1. So I don't feel the best about it, but for that massive of odds, the 2 I am going to be looking at for sure is Wilson touchdowns at plus 125, and Jets to make the playoffs for the Packers not to plus 150. Because usually how it goes is there's I think half the. I don't know the exact stat. I think Lombo said this, Michael Lombardi, and I don't want to mess up the stat, but there's at least. I think half the playoffs teams that made it last year don't make it the following year. It's there's 2 or 3. There's a number where it's either half or it's 2 or 3 of the teams. So basically, for example, between the Ravens, Chargers, and Jaguars, one of those teams for sure is not going to make the playoffs this year compared to last year. It's usually how the thing goes is whoever made it last year, there's a good chance you usually miss it the very next year. There's usually always some mix, so it makes you wonder, is the Dolphins this year going to make it in? Is the Jets? What is it? So when it comes to this division, my favorite bets are 2 over 30 touchdowns if he stays healthy. That's plus 170. Tyreek Hill over 10 touchdowns at plus 200. I think, like I said, he finished with 9 last year. Tua finished with 25. So Tua just needs 5 more. Tyreek Hill needs 1 more. Garrett Wilson, 10-plus touchdowns. I don't remember what Garrett Wilson finished with exactly last year, but it doesn't even matter because Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers are 2 completely different players. And then I tend to lean. I like that Jets over, but like I said, I'm not going to for sure take it. I'm just going to watch for right now and see. Because yeah, they are getting that crowdfunding, and by crowdfunding, I mean the people are way behind them, way too much. That makes me a little bit nervous that the public is too in on this team, but we'll see. I mean, this team could have some potential. That leaves me, I guess, with ranking the divisions. I think I'm going to go Bills, Jets, Dolphins, Pats. It's going to be my order. I could not. I think Bills, Jets, Dolphins could go in any order. I would not be shocked if one of those three end up winning and the other one, while the other two are right behind them. I don't think the Pats have a chance this year to win a division. They can still make the wild card if they have a good year, but I don't think they're going to win the division. I think they're basically. I don't want to say they're building for next year, but I think they're like a year away. I think Mac Jones it's going to take him most of the year, not to learn the offense, but it's going to take him most of the year to get comfortable and everything. And once he's comfortable, they can maybe soar a little bit. But I still think they're a few pieces away. The Dolphins are just going to depend on Tua's health. The Bills is going to depend on if they can just stay consistent, and then when it gets to the playoffs, get over the hump. And then for the Jets, it's basically, can they break the mold? Can they break out of... This team hasn't made a playoff since 2010, so they got a long way to go, basically. But that's probably what I'll call for today. That's basically my AFC East. Like I said, Bills, Jets, Dolphins, Pats. Jets and Bills, I for sure don't mind switching those. Those could go either way, but I'm just scared of the public, so I'm just going to try to fade the public a little bit and just not put the Jets first, even though, like I said, plus 250 to win the division is not bad. The Bills are plus 120. Get plus money on anything to win the division you like, so why not? Thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the support. Tomorrow, I'm appearing by Captain by Hook with the red beard. Assuming we should be announcing some pretty huge news. I'm very excited about it. I'll be probably addressing it myself on my show next Tuesday. Assuming everything goes well, I just don't want to. Just by the way the schedule goes, I go a little bit earlier, so we got to wait one more day. Like I said, thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the support. Next week, we're going to do 2 NFC teams for the breakdowns on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm really excited. Can't wait to do that. So I'll see everybody on Friday who watches Captain by Hook, and for those of you who don't, I'll see you all on Tuesday.